Broncos country, Maha salute, man. We got some breaking news, up to the minute breaking news. In fact, my dog is so excited. He's so pumped. He just jumped on me. The Broncos coaching staff is complete, and a very, very, very notable tight end is available for the Denver Broncos, who just got released a couple of minutes ago. We're going to dive into it. We're going to break it down. So stay tuned, guys, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I appreciate you. If you love Denver sports, if you love NFL draft content, we got you covered all day, every day here. So much appreciated in advance. So let's go ahead and get it, guys. The Denver Broncos coaching staff is officially complete. Let's go ahead and hit y'all with the share screen. We'll talk about it. We'll get into all the good. All right. So before we get into the other breaking news, the Broncos have added 8 new coaches to their staff. All right. According to the Denver Broncos official website. This includes obviously Darren Rizzi, who we know was hired a few weeks back as the special team coordinator and assistant head coach. And in addition to that, they added Chris Morgan to be the offensive line coach. They added Evan Rothstein as the director of game management and offensive line assistant. So I like that. I actually like having somebody specifically to direct the game management piece. Former Bronco Todd Davis has been hired as the defensive quality control coach. Brian Niedermeyer as well. Some interesting stuff about him that we'll get into. He's coming from the college ranks. He has some ties to some programs that a lot of, Broncos countries is pumped up about in terms of bringing in, potentially as a tight end in the draft. Marwan Maalouf, as we know, is the assistant special teams coach. Shout out to my Lebanese brother there. And Zach Line is the special teams quality control. And Taylor Porter has been hired to be the assistant strength and conditioning coach to its staff. So those are all of the ones that we have added. Now, there's also been several coaches who received title changes. So this is really cool. I love the fact that the Broncos are actually hiring from within, promoting for a lot of these big roles from within. So Zach Strief is now the offensive run game coordinator / assistant head coach. So I kind of dig that because he's like above, what would be considered to be the offensive line coach. He doesn't have that to his title, but he added offensive run game and assistant head coach to his title. Davis Webb is the offensive pass game coordinator and the quarterbacks. Very well deserved. That's kind of what we thought was going to happen in terms of, replacing the previous guy that left, and his name's escaped me, who was our pass game coordinator before. So awesome to see him get a bump. Austin King is now the tight ends coach. I believe he was the assistant O-line coach prior, but he does have a lot of experience coaching the tight ends. Jim Leonard got a promo, defensive pass game coordinator / assistant head coach as well. So there's 2 assistant head coach guys added to this team, which is cool. Really, really cool there. And love that Jim Leonard's overseeing the defensive pass game coordinator. And we're not surprised there. Addison Lynch, who was previously, I was just looking at him this morning. He was our he was a defensive quality control coach for the Broncos. He's going to be coaching the cornerbacks. Isaac Shoemaker, who's another defensive coordinator, defensive quality control guy, is going to be coaching the linebackers. And Sean Snee is now the director of strength and conditioning. And he's going to work with Dalrymple to be kind of heading that program there as well. So I love it. You guys can go on to the website live and read about it. Check it out. There's a lot of good stuff going on there. But, Chris Morgan, we know about, where he came. He spent 3 previous seasons. He's always kind of, he has quite a bit of experience. The one that I think is really interesting, one that I really liked was Todd Davis, at Super Bowl 50, championship team. He was obviously with DNVR, so awesome for him to get an opportunity to get back into coaching or get into coaching, to say the least. But Niedermeyer here, he's coached at the prep level in Alabama, and he has collegiate experience across 4 different Power 4 programs, several different positions. Most notably LSU. So he's got a little bit of experience there, and maybe Mason Taylor connection, right? Who knows? Maybe Michigan connection. We will see, because he coached in all those different places. And then Line is somebody that is a former fullback who played at 7 NFL seasons. He played with Sean Payton in New Orleans, and then he was alma mater head football coach for high school, and and that's pretty much it. So it's kind of a bump for him. So he really just coached more in the high school level. So that's a pretty nice little bump. Anyways, I'll let you guys go ahead and read that. That's some That's some pretty interesting stuff right there. Another one that is the breaking news that we were talking about is the Jaguars have released tight end Evan Ingram per a league source. Made a video on this a few weeks back talking about some trade candidates. I thought Evan Ingram was certainly somebody that would be traded, potentially based off of, where Jacksonville is, and also the fact that he's got kind of a heavy cap hit. Now he's cut and he's free to be signed. I was very intrigued by Evan Ingram even as a trade candidate, but now I wouldn't have to give anything up for him. This is massive, guys. This is really, really big. By far and away, the best new free agent tight end available. And this is good news for the Broncos in a lot of different ways, because what he does and what this does for the Broncos is it allows for them, there's an additional, solid tight end that's available to hit the market. And they can actually technically sign him, I think, even before free agency next week. But what's cool about it is that now, you're adding one more guy to the mix. So now your chances of getting Evan Ingram, your chances of getting Mike Gesicki or Liddy. What's up, buddy? What's up, Kodiak? How you doing, man? So what that does with Evan Ingram, like I said, it allows for, now you got Evan Ingram, Mike Gesicki, Juwan Johnson, Tommy Tremble, Tyler Conklin, all these guys, they're all available. So it increases the chances that the Broncos would be able to sign at least one of them because one more is put into the pool. So I love that. And when you break down Evan Ingram, people don't really realize, I think they forget a lot about Evan Ingram because he's one of those guys that, like, he was drafted at, I think it was a top 10 pick or number 17th or so. He was a first round pick, right? Sorry, guys, I'm fired up. I needed this fun news to talk about today. But he's somebody that, he was a 23rd pick in the first round by the Giants, and he had some quiet years with the Giants, right? He had a pretty good rookie season, actually. 64 catches, 722 yards. I think that's it was at one point a rookie record before it got shattered by, a couple more times. But then he had a couple quiet seasons, right? The Giants have never really had really good offenses for a long time. And he has definitely battled his fair share of injuries. They end up exercising the fifth-year option. It was an okay year, and then he ends up signing with Jacksonville for a pretty big number. And in Jacksonville, especially in the first two seasons there, he was really just balling out of his mind. 85 catches, 890 yards, and 5 touchdowns in 2022. And then in 2023, he follows that up with 114 catches, guys. It's crazy. 963 yards, 4 tutties. Talk about somebody that is a receiving threat. He battled a lot of injuries last year. Didn't play too many games. Last year, he played in 9 games in total. But still had 47 catches, more than all of our tight ends combined, and 365 yards and a touchdown. So this is a very, very interesting player. He's somebody that, I know had to have gotten some sort of dead money. So he's got paid out. So his next contract, it's not like it's going to be really low, but it doesn't necessarily have to be as big as if he didn't miss out on any money. But by the Jaguars moving on from him, they only saved $6 million. So he got $13.5 million, guaranteed to him this year already. So pretty wild stuff. And this is where you see that. So accrued dead cap in 2025 is 13.5. So that's money owed to him. He's getting that. So what's a contract like Evan Ingram going to look like? I have no idea. But man, oh man, I think it's an awesome opportunity. Sorry, for the Broncos to be able to go get him. I think we should be pretty aggressive. I love the fact that we kind of got a 4-day head start now to be able to sign him. Whereas waiting for free agency period to open up on Monday, these moves can be made right away. So yeah, hell yeah, bro. Give me some Evan Ingram, man. This is somebody that I think is just a really good player. Sure, he's 30 years old. Is he the solution to all of our problems? No, none of these. No tight end that's ever a free agent is ever going to be the solution, especially when you have this bad of a tight end room. But you can do a lot with Evan Ingram, man, because he's a very, very special receiving tight end specifically. Very, very good. The dude just gets open, man. He's consistent. There are some things he can certainly work on, right? He kind of has a history, I believe, of fumbling, but overall, and then I think, let's see how he isn't catching the ball. Yeah, he has a 7.3% drop rate for his entire career. So that's certainly not not very bad. But yeah, he has 6 fumbles in his career. So, but I mean, really, other than that, this is a really solid player, somebody that's very good. If he can stay healthy, you're going to get some really good years. Oh, man. Excuse me. We're going to get some really, really good years from him. He's somebody that I think is solid, man. Is really, really solid. So let me go, man. D-Rock, my guy. What's going on? Let me know what you guys think about Evan Ingram in the comments, man. As an option, Ingram would be an asset. Yeah, he'd be a huge asset to this team, man. I think so. In terms of letting Troutman go, I think we could. He's always gonna have like a pivotal role. So essentially, you could look at it like, let's say you bring in Ingram and then you draft a guy, and those are going to be your top 2 tight ends. Adam Troutman can still provide value to this team because he plays teams, at least on the blocking units. He can be your blocker, and you can use him in a few different ways. So I wouldn't necessarily say he's gone, but I would agree with you. I would rather let him go, save the money, maybe even let Lucas Kroll go, and then just utilize Nate Atkins because I think he's got some versatility to him in terms of what it is that he can do. But I appreciate it, man. Seb Loco saying Broncos. Hell yeah, brother. Broncos all day, man. I love it. I appreciate you guys getting in. Salute to Kodiak always. That's my guy, man. He's been awesome. He's been really, really good. And then Paul Schaefer, appreciate you coming in, man. Ingram would be Joker-ish. I like it. Yeah, I agree, dude. I think he, by far and away from all the options in terms of like the free agent side of tight ends, he definitely has the most quote-unquote Joker traits, right? Just a very elite athlete, big dude, and he's done it. He's done it in the NFL. I can't believe he's actually, 30 years old. I feel like he's been in the league for a long time, but I also feel like he hasn't been in the league for a long time. But anytime that you get an opportunity to get a tight end that just 2 seasons ago had 114 catches, 963 yards, yeah, sign me up for that all day, every day, man. I love that. And just to kind of look at a little bit of some measurables too. Just check this out. How he was at the combine. 6'3", 234, not necessarily the biggest guy. He's obviously probably heavier than that now, but long arms, big hands. Ran a 4.42, guys, with a 1.52 split. Just to give you all guys an idea, that's faster than Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins, obviously, and basically most of the running backs. And then his 3-cone drill at 6.92 is elite. These are some wild numbers. Now, this was obviously like 8-9 years ago. So how much of this is still legitimate? But what it really shows is that the guy's a really good athlete. So when you talk about a joker, a mismatch nightmare, he's proven to be that already. 113 catches as a tight end is absurd. Absolutely absurd. And that's just 2 years ago, man. And yes, sir, make the Broncos tight end room great again. Hell yeah, dude. I'm gonna get another hat, put it right over here on the other side. Put it right there. And we'll do it for every positional group. We'll say make the Broncos great again. We'll knock it out with the tight ends, knock it out with some of the running backs. I like it. We'll start selling them. But yes, make the Broncos tight end and running back room great again. We need to, man. And yeah, man, Trey Hendrickson, that is really intriguing. Now, I don't know how much sense he would make. He obviously he's an edge player given his size and his weight. But I mean, didn't the dude just lead the entire NFL in sacks last year? He is 30 years old. What got me thinking about him potentially coming is if we were to move on from Jonathan Cooper, like via trade. Like if we traded away Cooper, then bringing him in would make sense. Do you want to do that? That's something that we'd have to, discuss separately. But yeah, as intriguing as it is, it just doesn't make sense. We're so deep in that room, and he's an expensive player, so it's going to be a lot of money. I just don't know if it necessarily makes sense. My dude, David Talks Broncos coming in hot, dude. He said, what's good? And then without hesitation, he just says, let's cut Adam Troutman right now. Well, we got to sign, Evan Ingram first, and then we can certainly do that. And I'm all aboard that. So like I said, it's really cool that we get the opportunity to sign him immediately. You can get news right now to the Broncos sign Evan Ingram technically because they don't have to wait till free agency now. So I love that. I think that'll be a really smart move. And you know what? Come at him a little bit aggressive. Take your chances, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if this tight end class is going to be more expensive than we think, if it's going to change. I doubt that he ultimately gets signed before the free agency period, but I'd be interested to find out, man. And I think Evan Ingram. So appreciate you guys. I just wanted this to be quick. I wanted to go live because I had a lot, and I just didn't really feel like doing the whole uploading and doing the whole stuff after. I just wanted to go live, talk to you guys. So appreciate you guys, man. And actually, we got a couple more. I'll do it. Yeah, D-Rock, just like David says, man, join our Discord. Check it out. I'll actually link it below in the description to be able to have you guys. It's really awesome. Great opportunity for people to link up with a lot of, us local small media guys that just love to talk about football and bounce ideas off of each other. So I'll link that as well. And y'all can check it out. But Paul Schaefer over here saying that the Broncos should have cut Kroll. Well, they just put a tender on him. So they technically could have let him go. Why not? I mean, you're going to have probably 6 or 7 tight ends entering training camp, and then you figure it out from there. So, even though we joke about cutting Adam Troutman, I don't know if it'll necessarily happen. But he's got more financial, liabilities that would make sense. But it's all fluid there. And Kodiak says, I cannot wait for next year. Our sidelines are deep with our incredible coaching staff. Yeah, man, I agree. Like I said, I really just like the fact that they promoted so many guys from within. They still brought some different coaches from outside. But, one of them being Todd Davis, having ties to the organization. That's just such an awesome fit. But I love that we're just keeping everything in-house and we're promoting these guys. And it empowers, the coaching staff when they come here and they see everybody getting promoted and getting more responsibilities. They feel empowered to continue kicking ass in the same way that players would if you instill the culture of, signing guys before their contract expires, getting ahead of it, signing your own guys, prioritizing your own players over free agents. Something we certainly lost, in the second part of the John Elway GM era. And that's why I love the direction that we're going in. I love the fact that we can, we've been doing that with all of our players. Like, who did we do it with last year? We did it with Quinn Miners and Garrett Bowles and Patrick Surtain and Jonathan Cooper, right? Whether it was before the season or during the season, I think we need to continue that trend. Sign up Nick Bonito, extend Zach Allen. Those are guys that are going to be here for a while, and keep that going. But in the same exact way that, it works for the players from a culture standpoint, it's the same with the coaching staff too. So I agree with you, Kodiak. I certainly love that. Marky's about to take over Davis's spot on DNVR. I mean, DNVR, if you guys are listening, I would do it for free, bro. So hit me up. I would do it for free. Actually, maybe not for free. I'd do it for a good price, though. You guys are too kind, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm just a very, very, very part-time YouTube guy that loves to talk ball, and you guys have made this whole journey awesome, man. I appreciate all of you. I've gained a lot of new friends. They always say, you don't make friends when you're in your 30s, but it's not true if you start a sports YouTube channel. I made a lot of really good friends. And what's cool about it is I've never even met any of these guys face-to-face, but I feel like I've known them forever. So maybe we'll plan like a live session for all you guys and we'll all get together. I love that idea. Big E Bronco, thank you, man. Appreciate you catching me live. I don't know how it works, like if you turn notifications on, if they notify you for every video, because that would be kind of annoying, or just when you go live. But, check it out anytime. I usually schedule my videos out, my live videos, like a couple hours out, but this one I just hit the button and go. So appreciate it, man. Appreciate the love. All right, y'all. Well, again, thanks for tuning in, man. Let me know in the comments below if you haven't already in the chat here. Let me know what you guys think about some of the coaching staff changes and then the availability of Evan Ingram now being available, free to sign, not giving up any draft picks or anything like that. What do you think about him as a fit for the Denver Broncos? I love it. And he might actually just jump up to my number 1 free agent target. So we'll see. Stay tuned, guys. I appreciate y'all, man. My high salute to all you guys. And until next time, peace.